Done with my work week, and I'm heading home now. It was a good week. I gotta find a way to be able to make more videos though, because it feels like a lot of work just to make one video, and it shouldn't. Like I need to like streamline my process and maybe invest into this a little bit more. But it's kind of the thought process. But I really want to start doing a little bit more variety in videos, like doing rides. It's just a big commitment to do rides. But shooting rides is a lot harder than it might look. Most of the stuff I'm doing by myself, and I'd have to get other people involved to do that. But yeah, this is really just to test out audio. I'm not going to post this, but a couple people joined. What's up, guys? How we doing? I'm really just testing this out to see if I can do lives on my way home from work. So I brought some wired headphones. And hopefully it doesn't sound like shit, but you never know. What's up, man? You just left a comment, and I will respond to it. I saw the preview of the comment, Road King Dude. Something about you bought yours used. I feel like a lot of people have a good experience buying stuff used. It's more rare. I think there's a lot more fear around buying used, just because people are afraid to run into issues or get a bike that's tired. Um, but I didn't buy new bikes until I worked at Laidlaw's. Like every bike I ever bought was a used bike. I can't really remember a bike that was like a problem child without it being my own fault. Like I was doing stuff to it and caused my own problems. What's up, Willie? How you doing, bro? I saw you out night riding. Was that last night? We got to get you a camera, dude. I'm gonna try to get you a DSLR. I'm trying to find an SLR for you because you have good framing, you have good lighting, you have good editing. You just need more pixels. You get some crispy going on for Willie. Oh, the Highway King icon. Yeah, the Highway King was dope. I wasn't a huge fan of the colors. Like the colors didn't really turn me on, but the bike itself was amazing. Driving through your neighborhood. Am I in your neighborhood, dude? I'm in Baldwin Park right now. Hey, what's up, Kevin? Thanks, man. Oh, while you're in Australia. You know, it's funny, we get a lot of people from Australia coming in to visit the shop. And they always want to visit the three places. They want to do Thrashing, Two Lane, and Laidlaw's. And I sit kind of like right by the front door, so um, I always get to meet them first, which is really cool. But a lot of Australians come out to Southern California, or at least to Laidlaw's. A lot of Australians watch Matt's channel and come into the shop, which I think is really cool. The last couple that came in were from that South Island is Tasmania. They were from there. They were really nice. He rides a Harley. Oh wow! See, you're coming out here too. Australians. How come Australians always come to Los Angeles? I'm not complaining. I'm just wondering why. That's like a vacation spot. Is that a common vacation spot for Australians? And buy me a beer. A non-alcoholic beer. I don't drink, but I like the taste of beer. But yeah, the Highway King was cool. I kind of want to do a video on that stuff, like on the. I don't. I'm trying really, really hard not to do like clickbaity stuff and not do things that are like what everybody else is posting about. Like when I had started doing videos, I was kind of like the CVO RR was released, and I was kind of tempted to do an RR video, but I was just like, everybody's doing an RR video. And I think people kind of burn out when they watch like a dozen videos, and then you already have seen a dozen videos on the bike, learned everything there is to know about it, and then other people you follow are also posting another dozen videos, and you just don't watch them anyway. So, but I was thinking of doing an icons video because of the Gray Ghost that came out, and I was looking through a lot of the comments on other people's videos, and there was just so much hatred for that bike. I watched Jerry the Motorman's video on it, and he was saying how they did it on the wrong bike, like they should have been on a Slim or a Heritage or something, which I thought was an interesting take because, the original Gray Ghost was the original Fat Boy, and so I think it would have been a really risky thing to do to put the Gray Ghost Fat Boy on a bike that's not the Fat Boy when the Fat Boy currently exists. But that's just me. Gray Ghost Icon is proof that HD is listening to their customers. Maybe. It's kind of a weird situation because we kind of talk about Harley as this anomalous entity. Like Harley should do this, or Harley's not listening to their customers, and we see a lot of those kind of headline type of video titles, and I'm kind of on the fence because I'm kind of in both sides because I know a lot of these guys that work for Harley, right, and they're really good dudes, and they believe in the brand. They're motorcyclists, they're real people. And then a lot of people are upset about the CEO and want a CEO change. And I think it's kind of like the CEO's job is to do what Jochen has done, which is try to push the company into new territory while still trying to stay true to its roots. And I think in a lot of ways, a lot of the things that came out from Jochen's time are really cool things. And the bad things are also his responsibility. But I think you got to give somebody flowers. If you're going to give them crap about their mistakes, then you also have to give them flowers and congratulations for the things that they do well. So where I'm going with this is that the CEO's job is the CEO's job. No matter who they put in as CEO, they're only going to put someone in there who is going to do the things that they want them to do. And that's not going to make everybody happy. And I don't really know what it means. I don't know what the metric is for Harley is listening to their customers. Because I was thinking about this with the Gray Ghost, is that the people that didn't like the Gray Ghost, I wonder how many of them don't like the Fat Boy. Like how many people love the Fat Boy model as it is, as it stands today in 2025. They love the Fat Boy model, but they hate the Gray Ghost. And how many people love the Gray Ghost that don't like the regular Fat Boy? I think these would be interesting metrics to know. Not that we could know unless we ran some poll, but it's not like you could, do a census mandate and everybody has to vote. So I don't know. I think it's hard to know what Harley's doing because it's such a big corporation and there's so many hands in the pot. And you can have a designer that designs something beautiful and amazing, but there's also budgeting concerns and it doesn't fit into the budget. They can't get it into the right price point where they want it to be, and it's something that never makes it to the market. Then you'll see other things like the FXDR make it to the market, which is such a weird bike that never really had to exist. No offense if you have an FXDR and you're like an FXDR. It's just such a weird bike. Why does that bike exist? I don't know. I just think it's such a complex conversation. But, I'm glad you're glad that you like the Gray Ghost and you think that's cool. I sold our first one already. That one's already gone to a guy that had always wanted a Fat Boy, but none of the Fat Boys ever really jumped out at him. Like, he likes the Fat Boy model. He's ridden them before. He's rented them before. He has multiple bikes. He's bought multiple bikes from me, and he's always liked the Fat Boy, but nothing ever drew him to actually go out and buy a Fat Boy. And so when the Grey Ghost came out, that was the thing where he was like, dude, and he called me. He said, "Do you have one?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's number 100." And he was like, all right, take my money. It's a cool bike. I mean, I don't really get emotionally invested in the models too much after all this time. But I think the CEO conversation is a great conversation to be having. I've been kind of collecting my thoughts on it, and I'm also waiting for it to simmer down so it doesn't feel clickbaity, like I'm just trying to get people to click on my video, and I'm not really talking about anything of substance, or I'm just regurgitating what everybody else is saying. There's just not a whole lot of data right now. I think it'll probably be news when they do announce whomever gets the position. I'm sure it'll be news again, but at the end of the day, the CEO's job is split between maximizing shareholder value, um, building brand equity, and also pushing the company forward to innovate and to do new things and to bring in new customers and maintain existing customers. And it's a very complex job. You have to do things with not only with budgeting, but with design, and working with the design team, working with theoreticals, concepts. Obviously, Livewire was not the most successful thing that Harley's ever done, but they've survived things like this before. There's a lot of comments where Harley's going bankrupt and things like that. I'm not, because this is kind of what I do for a living, but headline worthy than it is what's actually going to happen. I don't think much is going to change. As far as losing them too much money, I think the last report came out as $119 million or something like that Livewire was costing. They're projecting. And these are things that I've heard. I haven't sourced these things. I haven't really looked into it, but I overheard that they were saying that the projection for number of units for the year is 1,000 to 1,500 units. And for a brand like Harley Davidson, that's absolutely a waste of time. Like, for the amount of R&D that went into that,